COVID-19 First Alert Forecast. Certified most accurate since 2004.
Walking out of the grocery store today, I'm looking at another lady who's walking in. We're both bundled up.
Yep.
She looked at me and she said, I'm just not ready for this. But here we are.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, it's not totally unusual that we start to get our first decent snow of the season, and it makes sense that it would be more so in the form of lake effect, right? Because you're still dealing with warmer Lake Erie water temperatures, and usually you have that favorable wind direction pulling in some of that colder air to get you more of those lake effect snow bands. That's what we're dealing with the end of as we go through the rest of the day today. And really, if you're in our eastern counties, this is where you stand the best chance of still dealing with some of those travel impacts as a result of a more intense band that's continuing to work through. So an additional 1 to 2 inches, certainly possible, but this is not going to be snow for everybody. So I want to stress that. It's really just if you're under that lake effect snow band as it continues to work eastward, that you're going to run into a reduction in visibility and potentially some slick road conditions as well. Because farther west you go, things are pretty quiet. We're seeing a lot of sunshine mixing in. But if you're in our eastern zones, I mean, this is that band slowly lifting its way up towards the northeast. So if you have to travel up through Ashtabula County on I-90, highly suggest giving yourself a little bit of extra time if you can, because it will likely slow you down as you're making your way through that lake effect band. This is the next batch of activity that's likely going to work through sometime late this afternoon, if not into the early part of this evening. There's not a ton of moisture associated with it, so I'm not worried that we're going to be dealing with conditions like what we have been the last couple of days. Most of us will sit pretty quiet to wrap up today, but you may get a little burst of some of that flurry activity as we get into the later part of this evening. That's that little last bit of moisture that's working through, and by later tonight, most of us are sitting pretty quiet. Temperatures coming down a little bit briefly before we actually start to see a south wind take over, turning gusty, but look at what it does to your temperature. By 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, most of us are actually warmer than where we're going to be later this afternoon. Temperatures sitting mid to upper 30s to about low 40s. May get some isolated flurries across our eastern zones, but really what's setting up is more so a west wind. And so that's going to keep some lake effect rain mainly in our eastern counties through the day tomorrow, as temperatures for everybody else continue to warm into the mid 40s. And that's the start of what's going to be a much warmer pattern for us, not only through the end of this week, but especially as we step closer to the weekend. Just a couple spot showers for Saturday. I do not think Saturday is going to be a washout as the data stands right now. Better chance for rain comes together Sunday with that next cold front, and we will feel the effects of it by early next week. Temperatures mid to upper 40s Monday with another opportunity for some rain.